In the dead quiet of a rain-soaked December night, the doorbell rang once, just once. A man in a long, drenched coat stood upon the step, backlit by dim yellow light, breathing mist into the cold air. Inside, two sisters sat on a battered couch, their eyes glazed in sleepy disbelief. The stranger pushed the door open without waiting, his face hidden by shadow, and in that moment the background chatter of their life, TV glow, quiet murmurs, the ticking of a clock, shattered into silent horror. That single knock, that single opening, is all it took for their world to plunge into chaos. In the small town of St. Clair, on December 14th, 1998, at approximately 11:42 p.m., the two sisters, 28-year-old Emily Clark and 22-year-old Sarah Clark, lived in a modest, wood-frame duplex on Maplewood Lane. The neighborhood was usually serene, children's laughter echoing in daylight, mailboxes clinking in the breeze, but whispers of late-night prowlers had begun weeks earlier ever since several residents reported strange figures walking around after dusk. Emily, an elementary school teacher, and Sarah, a college student studying literature, shared the ground floor unit. Having recently lost their parents in a car accident 2 years before, the loss had left them tight-knit, cautious, often double-checking locks at night. That December evening had started like any other. Sarah curled under a blanket, reading by the lamp. Emily half watching an old movie, yawning softly. Outside, rain pounded the roof, tapping a slow rhythm like the heartbeat of something unseen. Then came the knock, a single, assertive rap. Emily stood, muttering confusion. Who could that be at this hour? She peered toward the peephole darkness. Only a vague outline in the yellow streetlight smear. She shouted, "Who is it?" Silence, then a second rap. Soft, but insistent. Sarah froze, her book sliding to the floor. Emily grabbed a small flashlight, creeping to the door. "Please, go away," she called, voice quivering. A muffled voice. Male, low, replied. "Please, I'm lost. Car crash ahead. Need to use phone." That lie, delivered in the hush of rain against asphalt, sounded oddly "We're sorry." Wrong door, Emily tried, backing away. But the door swung inward. The stranger moved fast, gloved hands, coat dripping water, face still in shadow. Emily gasped. Sarah screamed. The screen rocked as the flashlight slipped, casting erratic beams across the cramped hallway. A boot scuffed the threshold. A metallic glint caught on the wall. Perhaps a weapon. The sisters backed up, hearts pounding, steps towards the living room. The stranger advanced. Sarah tripped. The light hit the face, gaunt, hollow-eyed, mouth twisted. Then a muffled thud, and a scream cut short. The footage jolts. The camera swings wildly as Emily lunges, hits the floor. A heavy silence. Rain. The slow drip of water from the open door, like a metronome counting down. The last frame. A pool of shadow extending across the threshold. When police arrived, alerted by neighbors who heard muffled cries, then sudden chilling quiet, they found Emily slumped by the window, delirious, coughing up blood. Sarah was gone. The living room ransacked. Drawers flung open, family photographs scattered, the front door wide, the rain-soaked coat missing. But a single, black leather glove lay on the wooden floor, unmistakably left behind. No weapon. No fingerprints except Emily's and Sarah's. No sign of forced entry aside from that one door. The house alarm, never installed. Their parents never felt safe trusting electronics after the accident. Detectives pressed Emily until dawn, but she could only whisper between feverish shivers. He said, "He's lost." And then, her memory hazy, fear overriding. Sarah remained missing. The only evidence, the video camera perched on a shelf recording automatically, capturing the first 6 seconds of the attack before the motion triggered and footage went dark. That clip, grainy and unstable, became Exhibit A. The stranger, or someone resembling him, was seen by 2 neighbors 30 minutes later, walking briskly down Maplewood Lane. He turned onto Birch Street, hood up, head down, coat dripping, no face visible. A passing driver remembered glancing, but thought he was just a drunk walking home. Hours later, a car was found abandoned 5 miles away. Engine still warm, doors open, but no one inside. Inside the trunk, blood-stained rope, a pair of women's shoes, and two tear-stained photographs of Emily and Sarah. The photographs had apparently been clipped from a campus yearbook, the backs scratched as if sliced by blade. Data removed. The crime scene technicians bagged the items, labeling them cold case number 1998-1214 SC. The abandoned vehicle was registered to a rental agency under a pseudonym. The license plates had been swapped 2 weeks earlier. As news spread, locals locked doors tighter. Vigil group formed, people patrolling Maplewood Lane at night. Posters of Sarah went up. Missing, Emily's sister. Police. Help. The Police St. Clair Police Department assigned veteran detective Mark Rivers, a man with decades on ugly cases, to the file. Rivers spent sleepless nights poring over the evidence. The glove, the rope fibers, the discarded shoes, the grainy video. He ordered traces of DNA from the glove and rope, dusted for hair follicles or skin cells, but the lab returned negative, no match in any database. The photographs were blood-splattered but nothing identifiable. The faces were smeared, torn. The rental car registries returned a dead end. Elias never used again. Weeks turned to months. Leads dried. The only hope was a tip from a local hitchhiker who claimed someone offered him a ride days before the murder. A tall man in a long coat, heavy boots, anxious eyes, asked directions to the old quarry road. Hitchhiker couldn't pick him out. When shown sketches, he shook his head. Another promising lead. A mechanic at a nearby gas station remembered a man washing dark, muddy boots, possibly the same, but the mechanic refused to involve himself further. Fear of retaliation, he said. The case went cold. Still, every December, on the anniversary, a lone figure was spotted, sometimes by porch lights, sometimes across empty streets, watching. Police logged dozens of unconfirmed sightings over the years. Some claimed to hear footsteps on their back porch. Others swore their children's toys moved overnight. No one had proof. The glove vanished from evidence storage under mysterious circumstances in 2004. The blood-stained rope and the shoes deteriorated in the warehouse. The rental car paperwork expired and was archived. In 2012, a blogger uncovered the archived police file and wrote a piece. The Maplewood Mystery. Public pressure reached. Media outlets ran stories. The mayor promised renewed resources, but leaks suggested corrupt ties. Paperwork had been mishandled, evidence lost, tips ignored. A grand jury convened, questioned officers, but found no prosecutable conduct. The case remained unsolved. Emily, who survived but was permanently scarred, both physically and mentally, moved away under a new name. She never wrote a book, never spoke publicly. Once, years later, an interviewer asked, "Do you ever think you'll see her again?" She stared into the distance, eyes empty, voice cracking. "I don't know if I want to." She vanished again into silence. Sarah's fate remains a mystery. No body, no ransom demand, no confession. Just cold air and empty streets. In 2025, a new technology emerged, enhanced AI-driven video analysis, and a freelance investigator claimed he could magnify the 6-second clip, isolate frames, sharpen blur, adjust contrast, maybe reveal the stranger's face. He offered to retrace the old footage, but before he released his findings, his home burned under suspicious circumstances. Files lost, he dropped out of sight. Now the old duplex stands empty. The paint has peeled, the windows boarded. Rumor says it's haunted. Some say late at night, you can see a silhouette standing behind the curtains. Tall, coat on, head bowed. But no law enforcement camera will record it. No one dares get close. The lot belongs to the city. Developers avoid it. So here we stand. The door was unlocked. The night was raining. The knock came. The door opened. 2 sisters, one lost, one broken. The footage remains 6 seconds of terror swallowed by darkness. The glove, the rope, the shoes vanished. The body Nowhere. The witness vanished. The investigator vanished. The house abandoned. And all that remains is a whisper in the wind, a shadow in the window, and a question that lingers in the cold December air. Who knocked that door? Was he a drifter? A predator? A man with a plan that vanished along with the evidence? Or was he someone the sisters knew? Someone patient, familiar, waiting for their guard to drop. Some claim they saw a neighbor who moved away soon after, a retired postal worker named Jack Harper, whose wife died around that time. Others insist it was a complete stranger, a drifter, or someone hired. There are no answers, only speculation, fear, and ghost stories. As a final note, this case, filed under unresolved, sits under 50 similar cold cases in small towns across the country. Many involve the stranger at the door, always at night, always unannounced, always gone before help can arrive. Is there a shadow network of wonders, or just random tragedy? We may never know. Now the camera fades to black, the only sound, distant rain on cracked pavement, and the slow creak of an old door swinging in the wind. The kind of sound that stops hearts, more terrifying even than screams. What do you think? Is the person behind the door still out there, blending into the night, or long gone, leaving only questions and empty houses behind? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this story and want more deep dives into cold cases and mysteries that haunt small towns, subscribe to Midnight Crime Vault, hit the bell, and join our Midnight Watch.